BEEX project is a no-profit foundation about visual art and photography. If you want to help us, just drop a donation on buymeacoffee.com/BerlinExplorer. So welcome to this 50 minutes of experience. Today I'm with Daniele Mastrolitti from Italy, Bari. Welcome to this podcast.
Thank you. Very glad to be here.
So today, as you know, we talk about experience as photographer, not only, or experience you made with photography. And here in front of me, I have 3 different profiles to check.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of work. And to go a bit straight to the point, I would like to know better who you are, not only in photography, but in general in your life. Who is Daniele?
Yeah. So, all right, I am a foreign languages student. I study here in Bari. I study German, Russian, and Croatian. And my first language is, of course, Italian. And as a passion, I have photography, but lately it has become more of a job for me as I started to cooperate with this small music label, Curators. And I have been working a lot with this band, Macchinisti, which are a fantastic band from Bari. And I have been working with them for, almost a year now, almost 2 years now. Yeah, 2020 just flew by in a snap of fingers.
Oh, cool. And so you're practically the visual of them, no?
Yeah, basically, yeah. My duty is to provide content for their social media profiles, to find images that can collide with their music and their taste, and also to record and direct music videos. Like lately, we have produced this small music video for one of their latest singles.
Okay, so a sort of art director, so we can say.
Yeah, we can say that basically, yeah.
So yeah, as I said, you curate the visual of them, but not only. Also, you choose in a way what fit better for them, and basically, you work with them, but I think you work also with others. Then you told me about Crush Records.
Yes.
So then, in a way, the music is part of your daily life, we can say.
Yeah, we can say that.
Okay.
What's difficult with working with music is that the languages are very different. As you can imagine, of course, images and sounds are very different languages, and making them work together is a bit of a hassle.
Yeah. So it's really cool that you studied the 3 different languages, totally hard.
Yeah.
I won't say, not easy languages. And you are still in Bari. In a way, it's funny for me that because I could imagine that someone studies languages would in a way go abroad and experience even more the languages studying.
Yeah, actually, I have been in Germany and Austria and Switzerland. In my youth. Well, I'm still young, but when I was younger, I went there. And my main destination for my travels has been Finland for a while, as my ex-girlfriend lives there. And I have experienced a lot the abroad in that way. But I haven't really visited Germany or Russia, for example. I have started studying in university.
Yeah.
Sadly.
So let me know better. Even also, when did you start to taking picture and why? And tell me. Let's go a bit in the past.
Yeah. Well, I turned 18 years old in 2016, and I received as a gift a small reflex camera from my relatives, from my family. And since then, I have been shooting mainly monuments, and let's just say I have been shooting as a tourist for a long while. And then in 2017, I started to think that maybe I could take a course, for example, a photography course, to learn better the craft, or to at least improve my taste and my skills. And since then, I have, well, pretty much studied alone after this course. And now I'm currently studying, apart from languages, I'm studying photography. I mean, the photographic language and the projectuality of photography. It's a very beautiful course.
Yeah, it's interesting. And where did you find this course, and who is the teacher of this course? I'm curious about.
Yeah, actually, there's a school in here in Bari, photography school, and the teacher is Francesco De Napoli, which is who is an artist from Bari, and he teaches us photography as well.
Okay. And so the first course, how was? Do you think in a way helped you?
Yeah, it helped me a lot.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was a really basic course, but I mean, we have to start from somewhere, right?
Yeah. I think yeah, in a way, it's difficult to find a course of photography that. I mean, you should not touch at all the camera, and then you go to make a course, and you discover a lot of things. Otherwise, I mean, I started the course after many years doing photography, and I felt like, okay, I'm wasting my money, and I felt totally I was wasting my money, and I said, okay, I don't want to go anymore. And then yeah, after years, then I went to make a master class, but yeah, because it was more specifically directed to one point, so to the storytelling, to the curation and the editing of photography, so it was a bit more harder. And then I found out much more to learn. But yeah, today as a project of photography, and also as a curator, I'm working right now on making workshop, and I'm trying to figure out what's the best to give to the people. So something no one give in general. And what I figured out, it's most of the time what other people don't give are experience in base of terms of getting money, for example, managing the archives of picture, managing the content, or even the real sense of getting in touch with the subject and understanding how to work with the different subject with different ideas, different situation. And I'm curious to ask you what was the most challenged topic in in the photographing musician artist for you?
Yeah, well, of course, photography musicians is itself a challenge, because I mean, I don't know if you have ever worked with musicians. They are very messy people, and you can imagine how hard it is to gather them and take pictures of them. But I mean, the most difficult topic that came across our artistic collaboration has been solitude and well, mainly keeping others distant from us. And I mean, it's very easy to make it too obvious, too descriptive. I mean, I don't know how to say that, but like, if it's too obvious, people will understand it in a way that is a bit cringy, allow me the term.
Yeah.
So we had to find another strategy, another way to make it work. I have one of the pictures right in front of me, and I can tell it's probably one of the best pictures I've ever taken, because it's so, I mean, not to brag, but I mean, it took a lot of work, and it took a lot of thinking too. And that's where the beauty comes from, because we had to think together as a photographer and with the musicians, what was the best strategy to graphically, and I mean, with images, to describe the feelings of the singer, and well, what the lyrics meant in that song.
Yeah, so it's totally difficult. I can relate to that. I work with many artists, and I mean, there are some artists that are easier, and some other artists are totally complicated.
Yeah.
And And especially photography, it's a kind of tools of communication totally difficult to use sometimes with artists as in music. Sometimes the music refer much more to painter, drawer, or even graphic designer, 3D designer. It's really difficult to combine everything of that in just photography. Sometimes, other times depends of the for sure of the gender of music. That's the also a particular point. And I'm asking myself, what would you like to doing in the near future? I mean, would you like even to work with other artists, or even go abroad somewhere else? And I mean, dreaming to work with a particular artist to make some particular experience.
Well, actually, this this is a really hard question because my language self will really love to go abroad and study languages and stuff, but the photographer myself really likes working here with the bands I've met, and especially with Machinisti, which are now my main source of inspiration and source of work. And actually, to mix the two answers and the two personalities, I would really love to go abroad with them to make them blow up and be famous and everything. So I would really love to make it a full-time job for, first of all, and to
Yeah.
really make them grow and make them famous, so they could the
So
recognition they deserve. They're real good.
I totally get the point. Yeah, for sure. It's when you work, especially with some other artists, and you promote. I mean, in a way, you promote them because you work basically to show in the best
Yeah,
way
yeah,
them image. Yeah, for sure. In a part, you will see them also getting famous, especially music. Even if it's so difficult today, I think to get famous. I mean, to jump in the right audience.
yes,
Sometimes it's not about how much you are good in doing music, but how many money you have to invest in advertising for
yeah.
yourself, no?
How lucky you are sometimes.
And what do you think? Yeah, imagine that this group tomorrow become famous in a way,
Yeah,
and so imagine that you will have more money, more fund to create something else. So let's
yeah.
say, I don't know. I think I can imagine how you do it. Everything you do it is in a way budget zero. I mean, I mean,
Absolutely,
yeah,
yeah,
I mean, I count the budget zero also if you have 200 euro, 300 euro, 400
yeah,
euro.
yeah, absolutely.
It's a budget zero in a way. And let's say you will have 10,000 euro of budget.
Yes.
How will you use it then?
Wow. Well, I mean, compared to what we have now, that's a lot of
Yeah,
money.
yeah.
So
I created the videos in the past 10 years ago with really budget zero. So sometimes really
yeah,
zero. Uh,
yeah. I
and
mean, I had to pay to record and direct the latest video. So
I had a group that paid me and this friend of mine. We was working together 100 euro, and they said, "Okay, this is our budget. What you
yeah,
can do it." And we did an entire video in 3D in 3 nights. I mean, for us, it was a challenge, was a game, it was just a moment to play. And I created a car with just paper, just paper and stuff found in the street in the trash. And then we created this car, and we recorded all this car everywhere on the
yeah.
green screen, and we put it in a 3D landscape. Yeah, it was crazy.
That was crazy for
And,
real.
I imagine, okay, like imagine I had not 100 euro budget. I had 10,000 euro. I could, in a way, create a real car. I mean,
Yeah,
customize the real car and making the green screen much better, because yeah, I did the
yeah,
green screen with the, if I remember, the sheet of my mother painted green.
yeah. I can imagine that. Well, most likely I will hire a whole crew with many cameras and many electricians, lights, focus pullers, directors, writers, all kind of people that will work in a production set, and we will most definitely invest in some visual effects and I mean, make things big. So what I like of working with these people is that the genre of music they play is what I actually like in like outside of my job. So creating with them is quite easy for me because I like what they do, and uh, probably I wouldn't really change too much of what we already do with the money we have, but probably just make it bigger and easier for me to do, if that
Yeah,
makes sense.
totally, totally. And let's talk about the last questions.
Yes.
I'm interested to know what do you think photography allowed you to get in touch with? What was the moments and the experience you think probably you will never do it without photography?
I created so many connections with photography, and what makes me uh, proud and happy to work with photography is that uh, you always get to know the emotions and the feelings of the people you work with. Uh, I have this experience with musicians. I have had some portrait sessions in which I managed to talk to the model I was photographing and really pull out their emotions and their feelings. And that's what photography is all about for me. It's all about the feelings and it's all about the stories. And it's really what we have inside. So uh, even for example, I don't really have many projects like my own projects. I mainly work with these musicians, but you can't really switch between one mind and the other. You always put yourself in the work you do. So
Yeah,
even if the message is A and in your head there's B, there's always going to be A B in the
yeah.
pictures you take.
I mean,
So
most of the time will be always A and without the B. I mean, even if you because yeah, most of the work. I mean, most of the percentile of the work we do it is always unconscious,
yeah,
and the
absolutely.
conscious part, even the conscious and unconscious, they are in a way influenced from a structure we have that probably we will never, in a way, forgot. I mean, it's really difficult to destructure our state of mind in base of, especially in base of what we think is art, and what we think is visual, no? And only a big influence of destruction can destructurate your structure.
Yeah.
It is a really complicated things that I did in the past, and the problem is then I never get back to what I was doing before. I mean, I did my experience, I know how to manage and blah blah, but I cannot take a picture anymore like I was doing before.
Yeah, yeah.
And
That's a risk. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, this is the risk. I mean, you can get something, but you lose also something else.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, it's always a choice, no?
Yeah, of
It's
course.
up to the choice of what really you want to realize or you want to get in touch. And let's say there is some other kind of photography you would like to. I mean, it's not really my topic, but if you listen to the podcast, it's not what I always confirm that for me there are one style of photography, but let's talk in a human way and say, okay, there are some style of photography you would like to try. You never tried before.
Actually, I really enjoyed taking landscape pictures as I grew up photographically speaking. And one of my biggest passions is to take pictures of landscapes. And I haven't really um, been interested in portraits a lot. But lately, working with these musicians, I mean, of course, I've been mentioning them a lot in this episode, but I mean, that's why I'm here to talk about music and photography. With them, I have experienced a lot with portraits, and now I would really like to, uh, start my own project of portraits outside the music. It will really it would really interest me because it's a genre I have never really investigated before. That's all. And I would really love to get in touch with more people through that.
Yeah, I mean, it's something you can do it easily. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm actually also organizing a workshop on, it's a digital workshop, just seminar about how to get in touch with the subject and having more and more subject to shoot with.
Awesome.
And yeah, I will show off some technique. I mean, no one teached me our technique. I just developed during the year, and as a, especially as a creator and advertiser, I just switched from marketing to personal marketing.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's really easy. I think there are many way to get in touch with people, and the only thing is in a way to have always an excuse. If you have an excuse, you can do it everything in your life. I mean, this is you can apply to every kind of job, every kind of situation. If you have an excuse and you first, in a way, believe, but not only, you can also don't believe, but you have to believe in the moment you are giving this excuse.
Yeah.
And you have this story, and you know how to tell a story in the way that someone else is available to buy your story. I mean, with money or without, you get everything. I mean, it's really difficult. Then you don't get, because everything is kind of know who you are, and know also the person is buying what you are selling. And sometimes you have to have the same things, the same product, but with different version, just to understand the person you have in front of you.
Yeah, of course.
That's it. So thank you a lot for your time, Daniele.
Well, thank you for hosting me.
Yeah, it's nice. I mean, for me, it's get in touch with people. So
yeah,
knowing more people, knowing more connection, more things to learn, more things to share.
Yeah,
the aim of this project. And yeah, if anyone wants to see the work of Daniele, for sure, as always, link in the description. And I hope to see you again, and yeah, maybe to visit Bari one time in my life. Never visited Bari, but I have a ton of friends here in Berlin of Bari. A lot of people I know from Bari, but I never visited Bari in my life, and this is so weird in a way.
Well, there's always a first time.
Yeah. Thank you again for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to this podcast, and if you want to learn more about us, you can visit the link allmylinks.com, Berlin Explorer, or our website bexproject.com. And if you want to follow us, you can always get news from Instagram on our account BEEX Project. Thank you again, and see you in the next episode.